for exceptional valor and devotion in the raid on Saint-Nazaire. In the Middle East, the scene has shifted from Libya to Egypt, and as the tide of battle flowed east, many people of the desert, Arab tribesmen with their camels and their flocks, moved east too. They know what kind of treatment to expect from Germans and Italians. Some even went sightseeing to the pyramids and to the great Sphinx of Giza, said to be the sun god guarding the approach to the Nile Valley. Transport of the 8th Army, which has been doing most of the guarding in recent years, also went back to fetch stores and supplies and reinforcements for the new defense position at El Alamein. The road was absolutely chock-a-block with trucks and lorries. General Auchinleck, taking over the command in person, was himself up at the front, encouraging everyone by his presence and organizing new resistance after the long, swift retreat. The war in the desert has been a heartbreaking business for commander and troops, and not only on our side at that. The end of the story remains yet to be told. Meanwhile, tank recovery, always an important feature, became a vital factor in the reorganization. It's the job of the Royal Army Ordnance Corps to bring back every disabled tank it possibly can so that repairs can be carried out at once and the tank returned to battle with the least possible delay. With our tremendously long supply route to the Middle East, the importance of this work is obvious. And here's another sign of good organization, the wayside petrol pump right in the desert. At El Alamein, strong defense positions were being strengthened all the time by British troops of many different regiments, veterans of desert war who have stuck it out most gallantly even when things were at their very worst. Infantry and artillery worked like blazes to strengthen the position to check the enemy's advance. And here they checked it. Landmines played their part, buried in the sand to demolish enemy vehicles trying to push on towards Alexandria and the Nile. Here the enemy was checked and prisoners taken. These are Germans of the 90th Light Motorized Division captured near Alamein and being passed through the front line, interrogated and searched. Among the batch was a leader of the Special Intelligence Corps. And here's a familiar sight in these parts. Australians were reported back again on this front and taking part in those limited offensives which followed the first halting of the enemy. As for the Royal Air Force, they've kept up the strongest possible pressure throughout all these difficult operations. Bostons and Kitty Hawks, some of which act as bombers themselves as well as providing fighter escort, have been blasting the enemy day after day, all day. Those should do something when they land. South African Air Force, working with the Royal Air Force, has done great work with these non-stop raids against Rommel's advancing columns, not to mention his transport and communication. Yes, great work has been done by these bomber squadrons. The brilliant success of the South Africans against the Stukas is well known. On land, reinforcements have consistently been arriving. Tanks on transporters reached the front line. Some of them new, others recovered from desert battlefields earlier on. While we can be sure of the Axis maintaining the maximum effort, we can be equally sure that our own forces are doing all in their power to meet and counter the dangers of the situation.